Good morning, everyone. It's a good day. It's Good Friday now. And Canada is coming on a long weekend, so I hope everyone will enjoy the long weekend holiday. And let's start from today's training section. This is the third topic I was carrying on since 2 weeks ago. The first one is commercial lease. The second one last week was a commercial property for sale. And today I'm going to talk about how to sell a small business. So this is the third topic. As I said, I will touch only basic one we call the entrance to commercial sales for commercial small business. So this section I used to take about 2 hours section, so I will cut in half. So I go quickly through this process to everyone here first, because as a listing agent, as a buy agent, what you need to know, what you needed to do. So I will touch basically. So in future, if we have more time, and I will get something, do some more sections, such as a listing agent, how to prepare the listing document, as a buy agent, how to prepare the offer. So that's the way we do other section later on if we can have some time later. Okay, so let's start it from this session about how do you sell a small business. And I will talk about as I said, the listing agent and buy agent both, because we, brokerage, you're not only to buy a business, right? You sometimes you still carry on the listing. How do you do a listing for sell a small business? I said to our colleagues all the time. So if you're doing commercial, if you want to sell business, and if you want to do the listing, I can say it's easy to get a listing. It's a matter of how do you proceed it, how do you sell it. I remember that when I start my real estate, I started with selling small business along many of them. So I was working on Danforth Avenue, that area. Again, if you guys are interested in selling such kind of small business, you can go to all the commercial street, Danforth Street, Queen Street, Dundas Street, those business running shop. If you approach those business owners, you say, hey, do you want to sell your business? I have a potential buyer. I have this. I'm sure you can get a listing, like at least 3-4 listings per month for sure. Because a lot of people, a lot of business owners, from time to time, they want to sell their business, but they don't know how to sell it, and they don't know how much they can sell it for. So that's I said. So if you're really interested in that, you can go into such kind of trade. Of course, you need to learn something. So that's today's topic to start with as a listing agent. Okay, so already I carry on a few series sections. So this is one of them. I will share with you my experience, and also something as a listing agent, buy agent, that's important issue you need to take care of them, right? And this section I've been doing a while ago, and let's look at it from the beginning. When we're talking about small business, what kind of businesses we call a small business? That means business carry on without a property. So always selling like coffee shop, restaurant, convenience store, bar, whatever you say. So here are some example I saw some years ago, and in a shopping mall, outlet, and everywhere. So those are kind of things I share with you here. Let's say some other franchise store like Tim Hortons, Pizza, Second Cup, Timothy, those kind of also franchise store. Of course, some of them you can sell, like Tim Hortons, you can hardly sell yourself, because that's controlled by the head office. So the franchisor, doing the sales, so not for our agent. And also, I remember sometime before McDonald's for sale as well. But if it is sold by corporate, as an agent, you cannot do anything about it. So that's kind of small business we are talking about. So basically the same thing like residential, right? And when you're doing purchase and selling residential, always say that we're asking, David, I want to sell my property. David, I want to sell, list my product for lease, whatever, right? And residential and the same way. So that as commercial, we always the same thing. What you need to do, you need to qualify the list and the seller. Residential, the seller, right? Commercial business also the same thing like seller. And if the people want to ask you, David, I'm gonna buy some business, the same thing like for business, you have to qualify the buyer. So what they qualify is a long process. I mean, it's really too much complicated. I will not touch anything too much in detail. So the only thing basic one I can tell you that if you're a listing agent, when you sell business, you can qualify the sellers why they want to sell it, right? So what's the reason they sell it? Then you need to know the history, the background of the business. So based on all the information given to you, you need to do the assessment. Then you need to process to initiate what kind of forms, what kind of the information you require from the seller. That's the number one for as a listing agent. For buyer agent, of course, you need also the same way you qualify the buyer. The same thing like as I said, if you buy residential property, the same way you ask, you want to buy this property, so the same like business, what kind of business you are going to buy. So what location you're looking for, what's your budget you have. So those kind of things you need to qualify. So the reason I said qualify the seller, qualify the buyer, because I don't want you to waste your time. Sometimes the seller want to put something for sale. It's only what? Sometimes they only want to test the market. They want to fishing. Some people are only want for fishing. I remember one of our colleagues 4 years ago asked me, David, can you come with me? I say, what? She said, I want to list a business for sale. It's a kind of franchise restaurant somewhere. And I asked her, how much the seller want asking? She said she wants to sell $1 million. Quickly ask, you need to qualify the seller. What's the business, kind of business? What's the location? What's the value approximately, right? So that when I heard from our colleagues, say, oh, that's kind of business is only maybe 500,000, maybe maximum. But she asked me at $1 million, what kind of, I mean, that the sellers they asked, they want to test the marketing, right? They want to try just fishing someone. So in that case, I say, don't waste your time. So that's why I say qualify the seller, where they're serious in motivation for sure, right? And again, when you qualify the buyer, the other way also, when you qualify the buyer, you say, David, I want to buy a business. I would ask the buyer, what is your background? Do you have experience? The people some say, I want to buy a franchise restaurant, like coffee shop. What the buyer's background before, if they did not have anything related to such background, it's hard for the buyer to get approved for a franchisor, right? So in that way, you waste your time either. The next one is say, what's the budget you're looking for? You say, oh, 300,000, 500,000, but you have to see if you buy purchase such kind of business. So you have your funds ready, right? What expectation? I remember few colleagues also approached me. They say they have clients looking for something. They want to make money at business. I said, what kind of business is making money? All the business will be making money depends on how experienced he has, right? Again, as I said, if she does not have anything, if I sell this business to the buyer, has no experience, if we give you what, half price, what's the point? She's going to lose money again, right? So that's important to qualify a buyer, qualify the seller, both way as a listing agent and buyer agent, be prepared for that. So for the next question is, always we ask, the people, even the seller say, David, I want to sell my restaurant. Please tell me how much I can sell for. And the buyer also sometimes say, David, I want to buy the restaurant. I've seen the restaurant already. I want to see how much I can buy it. So in this point, there's some tips here I can share with you. Even your listing agent, your buy agent, that's the same thing. There's a common way you need to do that. Number one is, again, as I said, when you qualify the seller or qualify the buyer the same way, you need to see the history. The business has been there for how long? 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. I remember that I saw many of Korean people's convenience store. They have been running 15 years, 20 years, because they're going to retire, they want to sell it. So those kind of business you see, there's a long history. So maybe it's good for you to sell, maybe if the price is right? And also, of course, some other business, they just set up a few months ago, less than a year. If you want to sell it, so how do you sell it? You need to make sure that to do your evaluation, right? So that's the history, the background, very, very important. Of course, other issue is, let's say, type of business. We have again, I mentioned just now already, food related or like the franchise, whatever. So you need to make sure those kinds, what type of business for sale. Restaurant, coffee shop, auto garage, and some hotels. So those are things that you need to make sure that have determined the kind of business. And the other thing, of course, we always say, when you're listing, you have to make sure that the business has been opening, what's the activity, as I said, some same business, let's say coffee shop, if you're working 7 days a week, it's different. And some coffee shop is a downtown court, and like the food court, outlet, those things, 5 days a week. So those kind of business all from, according to the operating hours, this is different. When you evaluate the value or how do you do pricing, you need to make sure you know everything like that. And the other issue I just now mentioned already, some small business just set up less than a year. In that way, you need to know how much you spend on renovation, what kind of leasehold improvement made, what kind of equipment they have, what's the value of the so far they already put on the business. So in that way, you can make assess, see what price should be good, what in the market of some, in that case, kind of thing, you need to know whether they're going to lose money or they can make money. So you have to make your judgment. Then give this advice to the seller. So those kind of things, right? So the other issue important as a listing agent, always you need to know that the seller, the business owner, has good standing lease. You have a long lease, and what's the lease rate, and what any option to renew. That's the kind of thing you need to put in your consideration. The longer lease, lower rate, of course, good for you to sell. I mean, better price. So other issue for sure you need to remember as a listing agent, financial statement for the business, and if any anything related to the business, let's say some potential, you can see the value of potential for this location, for this complex. And because sometimes they say, oh, the next door and next street, they're going to build 3-4 condos in 2-3 years. That kind of potential will be there as well. So those kind of things, as a listing agent, when you to promote to sell of this business, you need to remember those. Okay, so that's kind of evaluation, some factors, some issue you need to remember, right? And this we're talking about now in a little more detail. So let's say you are a listing agent. Again, as a buyer agent, you need to watch that as well. As a listener before listening for sale, always ask the seller, if I want to make the assessment for your business for sale. Number one, I need something in details. You need to write it down, or of course, they will provide your financial statement. Always, you need to ask. The people has been, as a kid, they've been running a business for 10 years, 20 years. So, so at the least, I will ask 3 years financial statement, always. The issue is not all the business owner make sure, even to listen, the seller, they always say the financial statement is not true. What is that not true? Because they report it to, the income tax. Sometimes they say it's based on something by the machine, by whatever they have bookkeeping. Many of them, they say, we just report not 100% because some other reasons. So we cannot say something that they try to avoid something. No. So in that way, as a listening, you need to write down, say, if you don't report that much, so please tell me every weekly sale or monthly sale or annual sale, in fact, the real one, write it down, okay? So the number one, you need the sales, and we call the revenue. So different business, as I said, is different thing. Coffee shop is different, right? Restaurant, bars is different. And convenience store, of course, is different. Here, this one I was mostly talking about in convenience store. Convenience store, they have sales. Sometimes they have a big sales. Just I remember that the one time I tried to sell the convenience store at the Sinclair Dublin area. The sales you can imagine it's big sales here. Weekly sale around I think 40,000-50,000 a week. You can see how much sales they're making. So at that time, in the end, I found out they're selling what? Cigarettes mostly. That's why convenience store, when you sell in convenience store, you make sure the percentage according to the revenue, what's the percentage of cigarettes. So that store I saw, as I said, mentioned just now, is 80% cigarettes, almost 80-85. That means a lot of people in that location, people coming to buy grocery, not grocery, mostly buy cigarettes. They buy cigarettes by carton, not by package, right? So this way, it's make big sales. But if you are selling convenience store before, you know that profit margin for cigarettes is very low. Not like hardware, not like grocery, 25%, 30% profit. Cigarette sale in nowadays, if you're selling a convenience store, 10%, 11%, maximum maybe 15% of the profit. So this one, the reason I mentioned to you, you make sure when you sell such kind of business, you need to make sure what's percentage there, right? And the other thing is lottery, convenience store. Convenience lottery that you will see a lot of people buy lottery, right? And yes, people buying $20, $100, $200. So the sale looks like coming a lot of money there, maybe 10,000 a day, possible some location. But in that way, you need to ask, what's the commission for the lottery? So that's the issue you need. Even they say 10,000 a day, how much you can make it? Maybe the commission, few hundred bucks, right? 1%, I can't remember, 1% or 3% maximum for lottery. So this is the one way you need to make sure to how to work out the real profit from that point. Okay, that's number one. Sale, you need to make sure. And some sellers say, David, I can't remember, I don't have my book record. What you can do? Try to get more detail as possible. There are some really business owners, they don't keep any record, but you have to say, if you use cash register there, normally they need to punch in. You can see, and you say, give me the tape. right? And day, a week, make it check out from there, right? So number one, the sales is important. Second thing I already talked about it, is the cost of goods sold. That they say I mentioned just now, like cigarettes. No matter how much you sell, the value, the revenue a day is a lot, but you need to say what's the percentage of cigarette sale in the daily sale. Then in this way you can work out different way. And the same thing like lottery. So from the total sales, you see what's the percentage, what's the profit margin. From there you can deduct everything in reach the number of cost of goods sold. That's the number two you need to make sure. Then from those, as I mentioned just now, those kind of things, then in this way you will see what the gross margin, we call the gross profit. So total sales minus cost of goods sold, then you get the gross profit. We call it gross margin, right? So from there, the gross margin does not mean that's your net income. That's not. So next one is we always talking daily operation. That's important, right? Daily operation, that means all the costs. The major cost for the business for sale, mostly rental. So the rentals from location to location, the same thing like a residential, right? Some location rent is very much high. So I can see some like downtown location, Northia, some store that the rental payment monthly 10,000, even 20,000. So those kind of what the rental, that's major cost. They will report operating costs. After that, of course, the other will be smaller. Payroll, that means how many employees they're hiring. Of course, the franchise store, franchise restaurant, those kind of things they have from employee from 2, 3. I saw some of them 20, 30 employees there, right? So you need to make sure payrolls cost. The other is operating cost will be insurance, utility. Those are small issue, not major one. So you need to list down every operating cost one by one, and then you can see what's the total operating cost. From there, you will find out net profit. So net profit, that means that's the way, based on that net profit, we can say what kind of business we can to price for sale in the market. So restaurant is a different thing. Again, as I say, restaurant, a coffee shop, convenience store, everything is different. Please remember when you work out this net profit sometimes convenience store. Remember, see, operating cost, payroll, because it's the only employee. Sometimes the business owner, let's say husband and wife working in the store, they never get the payroll there. So in this way, if you work, see something like convenience store, you can make sure that net profit did he deduct his own salary, let's say basic salary, $10 per hour, $15 per hour, or at least, let's say, 20,000, 30,000 per year. So you need to see net profit, whether already minus that or not. Based on that, you have to show to in the end see, oh, that's net income will be whatever amount. So from there, then you can see we have determined the pricing for sale. So when you do the evaluation, the pricing, so what I can suggest, a lot of people, even yesterday, the money agent asked me, David, I got a client, they want to sell the restaurant, and I don't know how to pricing that. So what I asked, what's the net income, what the net profit? So if you say, whatever the amount for you, what I can suggest is, and in common practice, I can share with you here, I did not put it right here. For like convenience store, as they say, husband and wife also working in a convenience store. So in this way, in so far the market, net income, 1 year net income, that's normally the pricing will be sold, the pricing. So when you do asking for the price for sale normally will be 1 year to 1.5 years will be maximum. So basically 1 year profit will be good enough in mostly. In other case, like a restaurant, still again, you have to see what kind of restaurant, what kind of food they're selling, or the outlet in the something in the shopping center outlet, or something on the street, or in some other place. You have to make sure what kind of the food they are selling. In many cases, the food restaurant, again, 1 to 2 years profit for selling, because there are not a lot of issue there as well. Even they say I make 100,000 a year, but you have to make sure what kind of location there, what kind of potential, do you have anything, any competition there, a lot of issue. For a restaurant, always closing down, a lot of risk, close down 1 year, 2 years is very often, right? So that's it, number 2. Number 3, if it's selling franchise store, that's a different thing. Franchise like coffee shop, right? I used to sell Second Cup, Timothy, those brand name coffee shop. So in this way, will be from every the sales will be from 3 to 5 years. It still depends. 3 to 5 years profit, because there's a reason is franchise. They always a big name, right? They have its that income is very consistent and not too much risk, right? And also that sometimes the location is good, and that's kind of thing will be the when you sell in the pricing will be different from other small business. I remember some food all in the shopping center or office building and like a downtown court. So those kinds of things, something we sell around 5 years net profit, because that again, as I say, they have long history, they have a long lease, and those kinds of things that's different, right? It's hard to determine, say, everything. It's not easy to say, oh, David, this, please tell me this one, how much I need to go through all the details, because again, as I say, location and kind of business, what kind of franchise, those kind of things are much more in details. So when you come across like that, you think about it, you can talk to me, but I can give you some comments anyway, right? So that's the kind of thing, basic information, how to evaluate it. I share with, again, as I say, we don't have too much time to talk about in detail. We talk about in whenever it comes to you, okay? So that's evaluations, some basic tips. I'm getting something here. This 2 slides I used for buy this commercial property. Last week I did already the same thing. There's a formula here. I will not touch it today. And if you need something like this, please let me know how do you work out the cap rate, because last week I talked about selling commercial building and how do you work on the cap rate, what's the pricing is reasonable, and that kind of thing. Okay, it's cap rate and ROI, we call return on investment, those kind of thing. The 2 formulas. If you come across something like this, please let me know. I will help you out. The important, as I said at the beginning, so you are the listing agent, you're the buyer agent, what kind of document, what form you need. Here I share with you here for now at least. So if the listing agent, the commercial for sale, mostly the same thing like the sale, the residential, and you need to sign the listing agreement. And that form is in 593, because it's a new form. It's already not like previous form 561 or something like that, but it's a new form 593. This is called the designated representative, the listing agreement. So again, you will be see that the commercial data sheet form, and also you need FINTRAC form. Please remember, when you listing business for sale, sometimes they use company, sometimes use individual. In many like restaurant, coffee shop, mostly they use a corporation name. And the convenience store, sometimes they use their own name. So in this way, always FINTRAC you need to. 630, 631. Please remember. And also recall info guide you need as well. We used to use the form A15. Now it's gone. We don't use A15 now, and should be recall info guide. You need to sign up. Okay, for listing agent, the forms. And for the buyer agent, please remember that you have more forms to work on. So always choose the correct form, and you will see how do you do the prepare the offer, how do you do include what kind of document the form will be needed. So those are forms you need for now. And so far, again, we update the new form. So the mandatory form, so for APS, 596 for sure you need it, right? 577 records the BRA. We used to be 546, I think. Now we use 577 because self-represented party. Vehicle info guide, again, we need it. And FINTRAC for 630, 631, in most cases, because your client may be going to buy the business but for the corporation, no matter what. The corporation not incorporated yet, but later on you still need 631. Please remember. And also the 635, that's a receipt form you need as well, attached with your offer after the deposit sent to the listing progress. So those kind of forms you need it. And again, if you are going to prepare the offer, when you find specific listing, you go to the listing, go to the web form, you will see all the forms pops you out. So use those kind of forms, and also the terms conditions we already built in the template. So you can use that for when you prepare the offer for purchase. And those are forms here. And the few things I need to share with you first before I'm going to MLS to demonstrate it. Before that, going to there, I will share with some issues here. If you are a listing agent or if you are buying agent, no matter what, you need to make sure franchise business, they always need approval from franchisor, right? Franchisor, they need to do the assignment. The assignment, when you do assignment, normally the franchisor will charge fees from anything from 10,000, 20,000. I saw the one as franchisor asking for, I think 75,000 for assignment fee. Because let's say when you assign to the new buyer, that means it's maybe a new agreement, right? Some other issue is franchisor, whenever you are going to switch over to someone else or transfer to somebody else, they need to pay renovation. They need to do the renovation. Renovation, again, depend on the cost. So they have regulation for franchise, have rules. They say every 5 years need upgrade. So if the seller did not upgrade anything before selling, this franchisor will ask for the fee. Number 3 is the training fee. Many franchisors, if you assign to the new buyer, the new franchisee, then the head office say, we need to train the new people with some training fee, we need to charge you, right? I remember that one of the franchisor, they training not in Toronto. They are going to fly over to Edmonton because they have head office there. So the training going there for the training. So that kind of fee you need to pay. The reason I said that this fees, because if you are a listing agent, when you receive the offer, you make sure that the pricing including those fees are not included. If not included, you need to make sure to put that clause in Schedule A. So the buyer agreed to pay the franchise fee, assignment fee, renovation fee, whatever fee you need to mention there. So otherwise, if you, the listener, did not say anything, the buyer agent, because they did not know, you know everything there, right? So in the end, if you did not mention that thing, the buyer assume all the fees are included. Okay, so those kind of things you need to remember. For some other business like convenience store, restaurant, so we call the inventory. Inventory, that means convenience to a lot of, let's say, even franchise convenience to a lot of, like, so tax or whatever, right? A lot of Daisy, Mark, whatever. So the convenience store, they have a lot of stocks, right? So depending on the size, from anywhere from 20, 30,000 up to 100,000, 200,000. I saw the one store over 200,000 stocks. So the purchase price does not include inventory, the stocks. So in this way, you need to make sure as a buyer agent or listing agent in the clause, in the offer, you need to say the inventory should be counted on the close 1 day before closing. So you make sure that buyer will pay for the inventory according to wholesale price. So this one, number one. Number two, that means inventory counting, normally the buyer say that we hire accounting firm. The accounting firm. So in this way, that we need to pay the fee. No, sometimes going to 2,000, 3,000 accounting fee. If you don't mention in the offer, so who's going to pay for that? Seller or buyer, it will be argument in the end. So I hope you guys, when you do face something like this, please do remember, otherwise it will be big trouble. Okay, and some other related fee for sales, you need to make sure you need ask seller, ask buyer, or whatever. So those kind of fees are not including seller's lawyer fee, buyer's lawyer fee, right? But for seller's fee may be also landlord. Landlord, when you assign the lease to the buyer, landlord will hire the lawyer to do assignment or to prepare the new lease. So that kind of legal fee will be subject to who's going to pay. You, listing agent or buyer agent, should be aware of it. So otherwise, again, will be kill the deal. I remember that about 20 years, almost 20 years, I sold a coffee shop on Danforth and Broadview. Everything already done. We did the accounting, stock, everything done before closing. The next day will be following day will be closing. Already got most 99%. The next following day, the seller's lawyer and buyer lawyer, they have been argument. They have big fighting, some legal issue and that. So it's not the buyer's fault, it's not seller's fault. But in the end, because the lawyer say, well, I don't want to deal with that. Both lawyer get something trouble there, then the deal was killed. That's really so sad. The buyer really like this location, like the coffee shop, the coffee time again. That was many years ago. So it's really feel so sad. So anyways, that's why I say something, if you knew something, you can smell something, please prepare for that. Okay. And this is another convenience store. I will not touch anything in details. And I mean, if you sell convenience store, you need a lottery, 649 terminal, you need to apply or whatever. When you sell the garage, there's some other garage franchise, you need a dealership, whatever. So a lot of issues you need to make sure. Again, as a franchise approval, you need it. Or if you sell restaurant with liquor license, or if you sell bar, you need a liquor license. You need to know how to apply for that. So you need to make sure everything. So other issue like cigarette license, unlicensed, for sure, you need to make sure you know it. And the last one I mentioned last week, I think I mentioned to our colleagues as well. Many of the growing business, right? One time, our agent, 5, 6 years ago, I remember now, almost 10 years. The government allowed people to grow into the marginal, right? Cannabis. They allowed to do this and like that. So that's kind of license very specific one. So if you come across like this, make sure, be careful, all right? And here with the offer, whatever offer key element in the offer, I will not touch it now because again, we don't have much time to do it because I need 10 minutes to go into on MLS to show you guys how to search it, how do you to initiate the offer, right? Those kind of things, a lot of issue here. And if your people come in across like this, please let me know. I can give you the slide. Or also that the condition clause I already prepared there as a template, so you can input everything there and do your modification, whatever there. Okay, so those are kind of condition clause major one I put there already. And again, I will not touch anything in details now. So in next 10 minutes, I'm going to do on MLS, going to show you how to search if you're representing the buyer and what kind of information you're looking for, and how do you going to prepare your offers to initiate it. And as a listing agent, of course, your job, what you need to provide it based on the buyer agent ask you as well. So that's kind of thing we talk about if we have more time. And in the end, I will see if you guys have any question about the selling, buying business, and you can let me know. And in that way, we can share your experience, and I will be here also answer your question, and everything will be for sure. Just a second, let me open another, share another one. Let's see what we can find from the MLS to see anything about buying a business. Okay, let me put a new share. Just got some, just a second. You need the new share first. Okay, let's go to MLS. Let's see what you can see from. So I'm already logged in the MLS here. Let's say if I'm using Matrix. Some people now using Matrix. Some people using REALM. Again, Stratus will be gone, but in July. And some people say, "Oh, we never know about it." So we already been notified 1 year ago, right? And I hope you can, from nowadays, you can switch to Matrix, or you want to go to REALM as well. We have a training section for how to use this new MS system, REALM, whatever. So you can take a look there, and you can go from there as well. Okay, I'm here in Matrix. So when you have a buyer say, "David, I want to buy a business," I already said that you qualify them first. You knew that the buyer has experience. The buyer have already their budget. They have financing. Everything should be already done. So in that way, oh, I want to buy a convenience store. I want to buy the restaurant. They already told you specifically. So in that way, you do the search. So search when on MLS, if you're going to commercial, right? From commercial, you will see on my metric again here. On left-hand side, you will see commercial sales. And what I can say type called property feature. I'm looking for the sale of business, right? That's the number one I can select. Some other people say, I want to buy business with building together. So you will choose another one, store with apartment. So as I mentioned to you guys just now, on Danforth, Queen Street, Dundas Street, there are a lot of stores with building together, right? Downstairs, restaurant, convenience store, upstairs is residential. So that's what we call the store with apartment, with office. So in Chinese, say, 双居下铺. This is the one with for sale, right? So here we just click sell business. So when you're talking about sale of business, when you're looking for something, some people use a category. Category, maybe say a restaurant, whatever, right? You can say, just look at here. I want to check a restaurant, or you want to see convenience, you go by one, right? You will look at here, category, whatever they're asking, say, food court, food related, or auto garage. They say auto garage, automotive, yeah. So you have this choose category. Sometimes I suggest you maybe more easy for you to use what? The use You can check from the use. Let's see. The use here will be more specific. So the use will give you more stuff, right? So like a spa, you see club and retail and more stuff like here. So you can choose whatever according to the client's specific one. The tea shop, you know, tea room, takeout, and more specific. So if you know that, use this one. So for today's purpose, I will not choose anything from here. I just choose sale business. So from here, I will see area important. Some people say, David, I want to buy a business. I want to make money at least 200,000 a year net income. So in this way, you make sure what area you're looking for. There's something, I don't mind anywhere. Toronto, Scarborough, Toronto, Markham, Richmond here. So those kind of buyers sometimes might not be so motivated, right? So you need more specific one. Let's say we go to Toronto. And also from there, I already pick a Toronto area. The other issue, I need to make sure the pricing range. You don't want to go, you know, what? The price is so large. When you can find it from anything $1 to $1 million, you don't need it. So from here, I can say 100,000 up. You will see, right? Plus, then how many listeners I got here? Still a lot listening here. So over 200. So I would say my client looking for 100,000 to 200,000. Let's say that's a range. So in this way, you see how many we have here. I cannot see my screen here. Still over 200,000. That's a lot of, right? That's a solo business. So in this way, it doesn't matter. I already put the price range here. So if I want to narrow down, I could say restaurant. Let's see, food related restaurant. Okay, the restaurant. So in this way, coming down, the listening will be how many listeners? Let me see. I got some result. Let me check it. So the restaurant got 100 to 200,000. No profit found. Something wrong here. Let me check out. Active sale business property. You see, I choose that the use for restaurant. I don't know why it does not show anything here. Price range, let me, or maybe price range. Looks like you guys can see my screen here. Sell business here, active. Let me make it smaller, 100,000 to 150,000. Really something really funny. Oh, category. So I will not, again, as I said to you guys before, right? I don't want to use a restaurant there. Okay. So in this way, I just use 100,000, 150. Now, let's see. See, that's really interesting, right? When you the category, I prefer you don't choose specific and restaurant, whatever, but use, you can, from use section, you can choose whatever. Look here, that's a restaurant for sale in the, you know, the listing. I can choose few of them. Let's say pick up something. Oh, let me see if our office have anything. Okay, let's check our office listing. People say, how can you check our office listing? You will see, add a new field there. I put the office phone number here, 905 305 1600. Let's see anything from our office. Let's see. Oh, we got 3 listings. That's good. Okay, let's work on our office listing. We can promote as well here. Okay, let's open one first. So this is one for sale, North Town, North Shore. That's the way place I used to sell a few of them before. Asking for 119,000. That's look at here, we see, right? Tax, they put the tax here. Normally, you sell business, you don't need to put tax here. This one, make sure you say without property. Okay, that's the number one. You need to make sure the pricing already without property. That means only sell business. Here we see total area. People asking what's the square footage. You see already there. Okay, and the restaurant. This is the kind of restaurant. Let me see. Sailor already here. Sell business without property. Yeah, okay, the use, you see? That's why I said when you put the use in when it's as criteria, you will see a restaurant. So in this way, they're asking for 119. It's in a market 70 days already. And you see what's the description here. That's by agent. You need to make sure that whatever they say here, you look at that. That's important as listening, as I said. If you want to attract more people, more exposure, you need to write something good one here. What kind of business? What about the potential? What about sales? Whatever you need, put more stuff here. Then let people look at that, right? That he put this one here, the rent. You see, the rental is 6,000 per month. That's the thing the lease already says here. So they told you the new lease as well. Okay, that's we as a buyer agent, all we need longer lease, as I said, right? So that's here. So all these things we don't need to do. And as an agent, please remember, if you are a buyer agent, we're always working on commission. So make sure that's the commission rate. If you're a listing agent, again, you can listen business for sale, commercial commission. Normally we say full commission 10%. So if I'm listening, I will do 10% or minimum 8%. Sometimes I even give buy agent a little more commission, 5%, 6%, right? And for other small business, now sometimes I remember the selling small convenience store, less than 50,000, 30,000. So in this way, you don't go by percentage. If you're a listing agent, please talk to the seller. I will charge you flat fee. How much is flat fee? It's anywhere from maybe, let's say even more than 10%, maybe 6,000, 8,000, right? When you sell smaller for sale. The reason is we need to incentive program to get the co-opting work for you. That's why I say even let's say 50,000 for convenience store sale. In the end, maybe 30,000. If 4%, how much will it be? 4%, 30,000, 1,000 something, less than 2,000. So the no buyer agent will work hard for you, right? So this way, I always suggest commission will be paid higher commission, flat fee if the selling price is low. Okay, the number one. So that's the way I share with this number one. Let's see another. Go to another one. This is a restaurant, okay, it's in North York. This one, 125,000. What kind of business here? You see, this is a convenience store. Look at here. So this is a convenience store, okay? And if we see, look at the size, the important always, again, you need to look at the size. Number two. Number three, you see what they are saying here, this convenience store. And if this listening, we mentioned something little more stuff may be better. You see, this one 40 years in this neighborhood. That means a long history, long the business area. But he did not say that has been there for 40 years, but the business has been there 40 years, right? So that's a good location anyway. And again, we see the commission. Oh, this is what from team. Commission 3%. So next time when you're listening, and we put 3%. Don't put 3. That will be confuse our other agent. Okay. So that's the number 2 listing so far for sale. Let's go to the next one. Let's see anything good one. And this is 150,000. This at College Street. And again, what kind of product? This will be cafeteria. Okay. You see the use, you make more specific criteria. That's a kind of like coffee shop, whatever, right? Fast food. That's not real restaurant. So that's the thing. Again, will be square footage, and also that there will see description of whatever. See, team make it a lot of, description better. Let the people to see it, right? That's a good one. The only thing, if I knew what kind of sales, what kind of net profit I've been mentioned here. Let's say the buyer will get 1 year return, 1.5 year, whatever I can even mention here. It's to attract more people, get more exposure. Again, this will be the 4% commission. That's the one. Okay, so that's the kind of, when you're searching something, you remember, okay, I showed you the way already, from commercial, when you're searching commercial, and sell business, and more specific in the use, or if you don't, you can doesn't matter. Okay, so that's the kind of thing for searching. From here, if you are ready to prepare the offer, please remember, that's why I said I show you just how do you go to prepare the offer. From here, go to web form, right? The same thing like residential, go to web form. You open the web form, it pops you out all the forms here. So from here, you will see create transaction. Okay, create transaction will be the street name already there, will be what kind of, you call it commercial sale. Let me see. Commercial business only. Look at here, 05C. You look at that, and the type will be commercial property, no matter what. So you are cooperating agent. When you create, the package will be there already. So I just show you all the forms there, then the details you can work on later on. Okay. Let's open a form, directly unit form. Look at here, the form will be 540 will be old form. As I say, 596, we're going to already change. Okay, this one will be changed. 630 will be needed. 631, you again here. Other form you don't need it now. 801 doesn't matter for commercial. Sometimes you need 801, sometimes you don't. 502, that's the major, the APS. All right. 320 will be there as well. And so those are forms so far you need it. And recall info guide not here or here already here. So I opened the APS quickly, and you will see what it looks like. And with code for the day after that. Okay. That's the APS coming. So the same thing like residential APS, the business in the lease premises. Okay, the form, the field, everything the same thing according to whatever there. I will not touch again. I only show you what I said just now. That's a schedule A, and all the building in the cross condition already there. So everything, or most of them are already here, and you need to modify and check it yourself. This we got 3 pages or APS or 4 pages. So you need to modify them from time to time. You don't need to use everything, because this template I created not only for a restaurant, but also for convenience store, for bar, whatever. Because when you say a restaurant, for the convenience, you don't need a liquor license, right? If you sell the restaurant, you don't need the lottery condition. So those kind of things you need to modify anyway. Because I cannot create for each category one template. There's no point, right? So as a buyer agent, you need to modify from time to time according to the specific one. So that's kind of the forms, and they are already. We don't have time now, and so I will call this section for my part, and I believe with 5 to 10 minutes to answer your question about it. And again, for this looks like a complicated issue, but the important is you have to know where to find those information, where you can look for, where you can get help. That's important, right? And the same thing like residential, as I said all the time, like I send a message to the group. Residential, commercial, the same way. If you're a listing agent or you're a buy agent, you need basic skills. What basic skill you need? You know, you are a professional, you have knowledge, right? So the important is you always the communication skill. We always communicate, no matter what, right? So that's the same way as an agent. So I wish everyone from time to time you can learn something, you can, you know, improve some yourself, get to the higher level from, you know, soon, right? That's what I can suggest you guys. That's why I say, whatever training section, please, if you have time, just go to attend. You will learn something for sure, anyway. So anyway, that's my talking. I talk too much. I still, I mean, hope next time will cut a little bit short as well. And commercial sale, we need more training for sure, how to prepare the form, not only lease, but for sale and a lot of issues there. So I hope you not only protect your client, important to protect yourself. I don't want you to get trouble. I don't want you sue people bring you to RICO. So you did not make commission, but you are going to penalize. I don't want to see that. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And I don't see you any guys. I hope you and the family had a great long weekend anyway. So here will be open field 5-10 minutes. If you do have a question, I'll be here. And anyway, thank you. Any question? Open your mic, or you can type here if I can see it. Thank you, Sylvia. Anybody? Don't be shy, okay? Emma, I saw you. You're back to work. Oh, sorry, Emma. You're in Ottawa. Are you the one?
David, yeah, I have a quick question.
David, are you talking anything? I cannot hear. How come? Let me see. Looks like something wrong here. I cannot hear any.
Hi, David. Can you hear me?